Hey all, and welcome to my TFNation Mini-Con Transformers haul video. Last Saturday, several hundred Transformers fans did something extra special at the Marriott Manchester Victoria and Albert Hotel. That's right, it was the second ever TFNation Mini-Con, a spin-off of the main TFNation convention, which if you're not aware is Europe's largest unofficial Transformers fan convention. In this video, I'm going to share some of my pickups from the day. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new additions to my collection. Also, please let me know if you attended the TFNation Mini-Con, what you picked up, and whether you're attending the TFNation in August. Before I get to my pickups, I want to give a quick shout out to ToyFu, which I bought most of the following Transformers from. They raise money for the charity Mary's Meals, which is tackling child poverty through the promise of a meal, which is a truly worthy cause, so check them out, and if you can, give them some support. Number 1. Let's kick things off with my big purchase of the day. I finally managed to pick up a G1 Jetfire. I got this from Beyond Technology, an awesome trader who always has some incredible stock, including a complete box G1 Jetfire that, while decently priced, was a bit out of my price range for the day. As you can see, this G1 Jetfire is in reasonably good shape, but needs a bit of love, so I'm treating this as a restoration project over the coming months. I'll do a Jetfire facts video at some point, but those of you in the know will know why Jetfire is so unique to the 1984-85 The Transformers toy line. As a Macross and a Transformers fan, it felt good to have a G1 Jetfire in hand again. The robot mode has so much presence and the jet mode is super sleek. I'm totally not scouring eBay for Jetfire's accessories or anything, and I wouldn't dare ask anyone to contact me if they're willing to sell them to me. Number 2. I have a confession. I was a little disappointed by the recently announced Legacy Sandstorm. I don't know if it's the G1 toy accurate head sculpt or the awkward looking legs, but the promo photos didn't hook me in. I reserve the right to change my mind, but in the meantime I'm over the moon with this thrilling 30 Sandstorm. I've had my eye on this version of Sandstorm for some time, but I had the chance to get this from ToyFu, and when you get the chance to buy a figure and support a worthy charity at the same time, it's hard to say no. As you may know, Sandstorm is a triple changer, and when it comes to triple changers, there tends to be some compromise, but I don't feel like there's much of that going on here. I love the robot mode of this Sandstorm. He has so much character in even his passive pose, let alone when you get him in a dynamic pose, and that head sculpt is divine. The helicopter mode is pretty decent, with a bit of a sci-fi Avatar-esque look, and the Dune Buggy alt mode is pure Mad Max ostentatiousness. I think it's one of the few Transformer vehicle modes where it felt right to have the blaster mounted on the top. I'm missing the missile for his blaster, so that's another item to add to my watch out list over the coming weeks. Number 3. You might know that I'm a bit of an Ultra Magnus fanboy, so when I get the chance to buy another Ultra Magnus I don't own yet, I tend to go for it. I don't have a lot of Transformers Prime toys in my collection. I know I need to be better, but I'm really pleased I got this Prime Beast Hunters Ultra Magnus from ToyFu. The sculpting of his robot mode is stunning. I love that he has a backpack / cape and hammer, and while I don't feel like the alt mode suits Ultra Magnus particularly well, adding his backpack as this sort of larger than life truck flare is just epic. I've also got to add that I love the transformation of this figure. It feels like he's twisting and contorting into a mess of plastic partway through the middle, but everything has its place and the transformation works so well. I need to spend more time in the Transformers Prime universe, and if there are any more toys like this one, I'm up for checking them out. Number 4. Thrilling 30 Whirl is another Transformer that I've wanted to add to my collection for some time, and thankfully ToyFu had one sitting on the table waiting for me to buy it. I love Whirl. He's so distinctively robotic. He's got that 80s/90s anime mecha vibe in robot mode that makes him seem almost untransformery, and the history of his original toy's introduction into the Transformers is also worthy of its own facts video, but wow, just look at how epic this looks. The helicopter mode is utterly gorgeous and feels great in hand. If you've been on the fence about picking Whirl up because he's not Transformers enough, go and get him. He's a worthy addition to your collection. Number 5. Another thrilling 30 pickup from ToyFu. I mainly got Roadbuster because I love the Wreckers, who doesn't, and also because I love a big beefy bot with way too many blasters. This guy is an absolute treat, but I wasn't expecting that while I love his big bright orange and green robot mode, since getting him home I prefer his alt mode a little more. There's something about his rugged APC, blasters everywhere, bright orange nonsense that really works for me. Like some of my other Transformers pickups, I need to track down his missing missile. Number 6. While I own a few different hot rods in my collection, I actually don't own much from the Classics line, so I was really pleased to get this hot rod from Nick Snowden. An all-around awesome guy, an excellent trader I've met a few times at TFNation. The colour scheme of this hot rod is very in line with the original G1 Toys burgundy, rather than the popular red or movie pink of more recent releases. While toy engineering has moved on a lot, this hot rod's robot mode and transformation are impressive, especially considering this toy was released around 18 years ago. His blaster feels a little basic and his missile slash blast effect is a little ridiculous, but his alt mode is stunning. Almost like a beefier version of his G1 toy alt mode. Number 7. Nightbeat has a special place in my heart as he was one of the Transformers I had growing up, but this is the first time I've owned him since I was younger. While this Thrilling 30 iteration isn't the best representation of Nightbeat, it's still great to have him in the collection, plus this was another ToyFu purchase, so it's for charity. Nightbeat's robot mode is pretty decent. While he lacks those distinctive shoulder stacks, it's unmistakably still Nightbeat, and what he lacks in the shoulders, he more than makes up for in that stunning head sculpt. I'm not sure what's going on with his blasters, but at least they match his colour scheme. His alt mode could be better, but the colours feel pretty spot on to the original G1 release, complete with the red flame decals down the side of the doors. Number 8. Last but not least, let's end how we started with another G1 pickup. Straight out of 1989, it's G1 Overload. I got this MicroMaster transport from Nick Snowden, and this is another G1 toy I have fond memories of from when I was younger. This little transformer from the tail end of G1 lives up to the more than meets the eye slogan. Overload starts out as a simple looking truck and trailer, then the cab turns into a tiny bot, and the trailer turns into a spaceship, allowing Overload to ditch the roads and take on the Decepticons in the sky. I absolutely love the look and feel of this toy. It's a great example of what was happening with the Transformers and Micromasters in Europe in the late 80s. That was my TFNation Mini-Con haul. I met some great people at the convention this year. I had a fantastic time chatting with the team at TFNation, Rabosen, and even had a chance to catch up with Chris McFeely from Transformers The Basics. Extra special shout out to James at Starbase 55. While I didn't buy anything from you for my collection at the Mini-Con, it was great to see you, and my son loves the toy I bought and the one you gave him. I can't wait for the main TFNation in August. They've just announced that Nick Kay, who has voiced Optimus Prime and Megatron, and Greg Berger, the original voice of Grimlock, will be there. TFNation is such a special event. If you've not been before, go check them out. If you're already going, I'll see you there.